I am loving it so far. I mean, we were just at the beach yesterday in November in shorts and a t-shirt watching the sunset. So it doesn't really get much better than that.
I didn't catch a fish. She gives me crap because I'm a terrible fisherman. I did catch one pompano, though.
One time.
Yeah, exactly.
And 3 months of fishing.
But it was awesome. Everybody, and welcome to the Living PCB podcast. My name is John Arroyo. I'm your host, and man, we're so excited to have our very first guest. This is our very first podcast. It's probably terrible. We're going to look back on this in a year and go, oh my God, what were we doing? But hey, at least we're doing it. The first step is always the hardest. If you would please welcome to the show my lovely co-host in life, not just, in love and happiness, but also in work. Her name is Sarah Lapierre. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Are you excited? This is our very first podcast we've ever done.
I'm super excited. Let's podcast.
Well, you look better than me, so it's a lot easier for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So for those of you guys that don't know our story, we just moved to Panama City Beach in August. At the time of this recording, it's November. We're a couple days away from Thanksgiving. And man, we are ecstatic to be here. We are just so happy. We have two girls, Ruby and Poppy. They're our life. And we kind of escaped Memphis to come here. And we couldn't be happier. How are you enjoying it so far?
I am loving it so far. I mean, we were just at the beach yesterday in November in shorts and a t-shirt watching the sunset. So it doesn't really get much better than that.
I didn't catch a fish. She gives me crap because I'm a terrible fisherman. I did catch one pompano, though.
One time.
Yeah, exactly.
And 3 months of fishing.
But it was awesome. So how are you liking it so far? What is your favorite thing that we've done since moving here to Panama City Beach?
Was going to Shipwreck, because that's one of my favorite spots here, because it's fun.
Oh, Shipwreck Island is so much fun. By the way, if you've never been to Shipwreck Island before here as a tourist, it's great because they have these big, huge jugs of drinks. And I don't know if you're a drinker or not, but if you aren't, they have jugs of non-alcoholic drinks that you could actually take with you on the lazy river and go around the lazy river with your jug of cola next to your side or your jug of margarita.
And they have the best toddler area. So if you have littles, it's a great place to take them.
Let's talk about our move, Sarah. So it was kind of a ballsy move. We, during the middle of COVID, had left Fort Wayne, Indiana. I was a radio DJ there for, 12 years. And Sarah ran a medical practice office. And we kind of just woke up one morning. We said, you know what, we want to be someplace warmer. But when we moved to Memphis, we didn't realize it still gets cold there. I think, what was it, the very first couple months that we were there, it snowed?
It snowed, and he said there was not going to be any snow in Memphis. And it snowed every year that we lived in Memphis. It snowed. So
basically, what we realized is that we didn't move far enough south, and we have always vacationed here in this lovely city. We've been here with our girls many times. Destin's been a favorite destination for me and my family for years. And then when Sarah and I started dating, we were like, you know what, let's go ahead and bring our kids to Panama City Beach. We fell even more in love with Panama City Beach than we did Destin. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, I definitely think so. People in Panama City Beach are just a good time, for one. And everyone is so welcoming here. And everybody wants to share all their tips and tricks and secrets of all the fun things to do in Panama City Beach. It's just a lot more welcoming, in my opinion, than anywhere else.
Yeah, I do. I love it here too. We're on the west side of Panama City Beach. So when we were looking, thank God we made the right decision. And I listened to my wife and not to myself, because we have been looking on the MLS here, and we saw a couple of different properties that we were interested in. And she was like, you know what, we should really go there and look at these things before we put an offer in. Now, we got away with it in Memphis because we just fell into the right situation, right? It was just a beautiful home, and during COVID, it had a beautiful pool in the backyard. We were loving life. If we would have moved into the place that I wanted to move into, we would not have been very happy.
Yeah, it was I think, pivotal that we came down here and checked out the areas that we were looking at, because we would have made we made a completely different decision than what we had initially planned. Once we got down here and actually seeing the areas that of the properties that we were potentially ready to put offers in on.
Yeah, and the thing is, with Panama City Beach, do have to be kind of careful about it. Not that it's a dangerous area, but you really have to see the property sites itself before you make a decision, because it's very easy to gloss over things. And some people, if you're making $1 million investment, you have to be very careful that it's not right next to a trailer home. And there's nothing wrong with trailer homes. It's listed here on the west side. There's trailer homes everywhere, and these people are cool. They like to have a good time. But as it's growing here on the west side, okay, so we're not there yet. 30A is expanding, and it's getting to the point where it's going to start backing into the west of the Panama City Beach. That's why we decided to move here. We wanted to work both 30A and work Panama City Beach, and so far it's been absolutely great. This has been a great landing area. If you want to check out the division that we moved into, the subdivision we moved into, it's called Whisper Dunes, and we absolutely love it here.
Yeah, and I think a really important thing that we both realized once we came down here searching for a home was, with us having a family, we had to be careful of where we decided to put our home, because we initially wanted to buy a place that was Gulf front, right up there on the water, something that we could stay in for a short period of time and then eventually STR. But in doing that, we could have put ourselves in a situation where we're around tourists 24/7. And
not saying anything bad about tourists. We love tourists.
Yeah, we love tourists.
But we have a 3 to 5 year old, Poppy and Ruby, and there was just no way that we could. And they were smaller spaces. So look, you can get oceanfront here, and what we were looking at was around the $400,000 range. You can find oceanfront property here in that range. The only problem is it's going to be a smaller area. So we were looking at going from a 3,000 square foot house in Memphis to a 900 square foot house oceanfront, and we realized, as great as the theory sounded, it just wasn't doable with the family. And that's why I'm so glad we got to check it out.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how are the girls doing? Are the girls liking it in here?
The girls are thriving at the beach. Yes. When we first moved here, they were like, we're going to miss Tennessee Memphis, which is what they call it. And we don't hear peep of that anymore. They love their school. They love going to the beach and being outside and literally living their best life.
I'm so glad you brought up the schools too. And schools are so important, especially, when you are have small kids, and the schools here are so good. The fact of the matter is, we were going to have to put Ruby and Poppy in a private school back in Memphis, which would cost quite a bit of money. So the fact that the public schools here are very good, they're going to go to Bayside. So the elementary school, I think that ranks up like an 8 out of 10. The high schools are like a 6 out of 10 on a lot of sites. So it's so important that your kids are safe, and it's so important they get a great education. We enrolled them into the PCB Academy, which is right down the road on 79. My goodness, do we luck out there, because that place is absolutely gorgeous. The girls love it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not only are they learning so much more than I think that they ever learned before, and love their teachers and love all their classmates, but they're in the cutest little environment. There's little palm trees, and their little playgrounds are sand, and there's palm trees and hammocks on their playground. And it's just so darling. Like, they love it.
It's something about having sand, and that's their play area, is the sand at Panama City Beach, which, they're messy when we come pick them up, but the smiles on their faces, it makes it all worth it.
Yes.
All right, Sarah, I got to ask you, what is the biggest drawback so far to your move to Panama City Beach?
I think probably the prices. It's a little bit more pricey to live here. I think groceries are a little bit more expensive. Overall, everything is just a little bit more expensive.
But once again, it's worth it, because
Definitely.
yeah, you're safe. And being in Memphis, it wasn't exactly the safest place, so we'll take that. The biggest drawback for me probably is the traffic during tourist season. It can take quite a while to get to certain places, so keep that in mind too when you're moving here. We were looking at a lot of stuff in the harbor. On the far east side of Panama City Beach, because you can find some good priced properties there, and there's some real bargains, truthfully. But the fact of the matter is, we wanted to be close enough to 38 to work 38 as well. And during summertime traffic, you're looking at an hour to get through some of that stuff. So, you got to definitely consider that. Where are you going to be working at? Where your resources are going to be, and make sure that you're making the right move for you and your family. Speaking of making the right move, get a real estate agent. We happen to get a real estate agent that now works with us at Council 38, Laurel. She is awesome. She was so helpful. The laws, because Sarah was a realtor in Tennessee, the laws are so much different here than in Tennessee and other parts of the country.
Yes, absolutely. There's just, with living right on the Gulf, there's so many different things, and there's a lot of protected land here. And there's just so many things that you have to take into account, especially when you're purchasing a property on the Gulf that's waterfront. So, and gosh, I'm blessed to have tons of education and mentors who have really showed me and educated me on making purchases here in Florida.
Yeah, no, it is awesome that we work with such a great group of people over there at Counts 38. They really know their stuff, and they've been just throwing their knowledge into us. If you are looking to relocate to the area, I highly recommend going with somebody from our brokerage. Hey, so we talked about some of the bad stuff. Okay, traffic stinks. It's a little expensive to live here. Okay, whatever. What about the good stuff? What is your favorite thing, Sarah?
The weather, the ability to go and take our children down to the beach and let them play in the evenings. And there's so much adventure here. We've checked out several state parks and went gator hunting. And
we had so much fun doing that. I mean, that is the funnest thing, that you have all these state parks that are close by, and you can take the girls out, and they're having the time of their lives on these super adventures, and it's right in our backyard. You can't beat it.
No, absolutely not.
For me, it goes back to the beaches for me. I love to fish, so we always go out there. In fact, it's a nice day today. I think we're going to go and take out. Granted, it's 2 days before Thanksgiving, right? We're about to head out now. We're going to pick up the girls early from school, and we're going to go out there. I'm going to grab a fishing pole, and we're going to go fishing. When it gets dark earlier in the day, like November, you have to make sure you get out there a little bit early, because we are so close to that Eastern time zone that it winds up getting dark here 4:30. It's kind of miserable, but during the summer, it was so nice when we got to eat dinner, and then I'd get the girls in the car. We would just roll over to the beach, 5 minutes away. And every night, it's a different sunset.
Yeah, definitely the sun setting at 8:00, almost 9 in the summertime is amazing, because you can have your full work day. You can come home and spend time, watch the news, eat dinner, and then go to the beach and watch the sunset. That's great.
Speaking of dinner, let's talk about some of our favorite places to eat here. What are some of our favorite places that we found to eat?
A couple of my favorite places to take people when they come into town, especially for lunch. You're definitely going to get a better deal at lunchtime than dinner. But I think Runaway Island and Sharky's are two of my favorite places to take people that are visiting, because
Runaway Island, yeah,
the view is unmatched.
Well, Runaway Island is $12 for a lunch special, so literally you can't beat that, because they give you blackened redfish for $12. I mean, where else are you going to get blackened redfish for $12?
They have crab stuffed shrimp. They have redfish po' boys. They have all
$12. Look, I'm cheap. I like that. I love some $12 food. Yeah. Especially with this woman. I got to have $12 food. She's expensive. Some of my favorite places. Back Beach Barbecue over here on 98, right over here by our house on the west side. Fantastic, guys. We came from Memphis, where barbecue is huge. I had some friends come in town, and they were like, "We want to go eat barbecue." I'm like, "Oh God, no! I don't. We just got back from Memphis. I don't want to eat barbecue." I went to Back Beach Barbecue, and I'm gotta tell you, man, it was some of the best barbecue I've ever had. It was absolutely delicious. Their brisket is on point. Sarah's not a big fan of the brisket. She loves the ribs, which
Ribs.
dude. Hey, those ribs, they don't play, son. Those
That's right.
sides, they don't play.
No. I
Is there
love
any-
back too.
How about a hidden treasure? So let's talk about hidden treasures and our girls' fascination with Thomas Donuts.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Not only do
Thomas,
they have great donuts, they have the best pizza. The pizza is good.
it is. I love Thomas's. That is my little spot. It's on the west end of PCB. So if you're down here, you want to stop. During the morning, it's going to be really busy, but it is worth the wait in line to get their donuts. Their glazed donuts are literally my favorite donuts I've ever had. And I'm a crispy queen, crispy. What's
You're
it called?
cute. Hey, you're cute, girl. You're cute.
Krispy Kreme queen. That's it. I love because these are so amazing. I love Thomas's and their pizza. You can get a large pizza there for like $10.
Boom. Dude, some of the things that we like to do with the girls, we love going over to the state parks. That's a lot of fun. They love doing that. There's so much to do here. I mean, the bowling alley. This is a kid's paradise. And now the kids are spoiled, so they think you're supposed to have this all the time. It's just an absolute great place to raise kids. Absolutely unbelievable. We live in paradise, honey.
We do.
Well, hey, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate this in our inaugural episode of Living PCB. And we look forward to talking to a lot of city leaders and other folks here in Panama City Beach and sharing it with you. So we appreciate it. The like and the subscribe is always appreciated for us. Of course, we are realtors here. So if you'd like to set a time up to speak with us about this privately, there will be a link below. And you can go ahead and sign up on our Calendly. We'd love to talk to you about everything Panama City Beach. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.